All right, let's get this show on the road. Heyo, welcome back to another stream. I'm Arrquil, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different stream than usual. I've been wanting to do something like this for a little while, though. Kind of like a guitar stream where we chill out, chat. You can't hear my guitar because I'm not on the right scene, and just kind of catch up. It's me. So, I've mentioned time and time again that I like to kind of use stream a little bit as like a diary of sorts. Let me. I just want to make sure this is working real quick. Okay. I've had so many issues with plugging my amp into a PC so many times before. I just want to make sure shit works. But this is just kind of like a what's going on with me. I'm fucking sick. So I know we were supposed to do like an Animal Crossing stream today. That's not gonna happen. So I went. I had a 2-day concert last week. I have no idea how long we're gonna stream because I feel like my voice is gonna cut out any minute now. But I had a 2-day concert that I went to at the end of the last week, and my anxiety was so bad that I didn't even go to night 1. But I went to night 2 with like an hour of sleep within the past like 24 hours, and that's probably how I got sick. You can't really see my face because, let's be honest, why look at this fugly mess up here when you can this beautiful guitar. But it's just kind of a chill play guitar and chat stream. I saw Periphery. Maybe I'll reminisce a little bit about that at some point. But let's be honest. I really just want to show off my newest guitar that I bought Friday. Today is Sunday, for reference. And actually, I got a guitar back in July that I have not shown off yet. And we'll show that off too, even though it's probably not in tune right now. I got my first Fender Stratocaster. I don't know if I've ever really talked about it on stream before, but Jim Root is kind of the guitarist that got me into guitar back in 2012. So I've always been really interested in Fenders and have never had the luxury to get one. I don't know why I never really thought to get one because I have plenty of guitars. You can see a fucking Charvel back there, which is literally just a modded Stratocaster. But this is nice. I haven't really figured out how to make the bridge pickup sound nice. But I really like position 4 and 5. Even just playing it unplugged, I can tell it's got that really nice Stratty sound. Hey, what's up, Razor? So it's got this like really thin, chimey sound that Stratocasters are really known for. It can also have like some spanky tone. Which I have a shimmering delay on right now, so that kind of, or a shimmering reverb. But this is just kind of what it sounds like clean. But most importantly, this thing feels amazing because of the roasted maple neck, which I was going. I'd wanted a Stratocaster for a while, but I wanted another guitar like that one right back there that has a roasted maple neck because it's just the smoothest thing. It's just one of those things that when you get it, you really want everything that you have to kind of have that because it's like something you suddenly can't live without. But the day after the concert, I literally was like so inspired. I was like, I'm gonna go get the band I saw, Periphery. I literally was like, also sorry if you can hear my phone. I didn't realize that was on. The day after the concert, I saw a band named Periphery, and their founder and one of their three guitarists is named Misha Mansour. We've talked about him on stream a bit. He's the one that he's the one that looks like Blastoise. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get his like Strat. He's a like a Jackson signature artist. So Jackson is like a subsidiary. It's like in that Fender umbrella. So he can get a Strat, just with the Jackson logo on the headstock. It's literally just a Strat. It probably weighs significantly less because this thing is probably like 8 or 9 pounds. But it's for high gain and like metal and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? 3 grand, whatever. Fuck it, let's do it. And the store I went to order this from had this hanging on the wall, and I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like his Strat. His is a Daphne blue. This is a Sonic blue, so it's like pretty dang close. Um, and it's still got like the tag on it. It's still got the plastic over the pick guard and stuff like that. So I haven't really taken that apart yet or taken that off yet. But I saw it and I tried it out. I was like, damn, I really like this actually. And I sat with it for about 2 hours, going back and forth between this and like a American Telly. But I ended up settling on this solely because A, I wanted a Strat, B, I wanted like a roasted maple neck. And unfortunately, the day after I got this, I got sick, which was yesterday. So I haven't really had time to really fuck around with it or learn any new songs or anything with it. But it feels amazing. The fatter neck and the 9.5 inch radius feels like home to me because I grew up with a telly that's right behind me that you're not going to be able to see, a Squire telly. So I've been playing a guitar for 11 years, and I've just now finally got my own Strat. Oops. Or my own like Fender guitar. But I also got at the beginning of the week, I got a cool pedal. I've always been interested in hold on, is it on the right? It is. I've always been interested in or at least as of the release of Periphery 5 earlier this year, I've been interested in tape delays. But the one particular one that I was interested in is like $650, and that's because it's a genuine like actual analog tape delay. So it uses actual tape heads that you will eventually break and you got to replace. And that thing is like $650. I think it's called the T-Rex Replicator. Well, I found a cheap like 7-in-1 like delay pedal off of Amazon. I usually don't support Amazon, but it was on sale. And I was like, you know what? This is from Donner. I've heard of Donner. They make like apparently a lot of great instruments for beginners, cheap instruments for beginners. So I went ahead and picked it up, and it actually is pretty good. Let me make sure it's on the right settings real quick. But basically, what a tape delay is it will play. It's a delay, so whatever you play. will play after. But with the tape, it's supposed like the original way it was done was it's an actual like cassette tape in there, and it will play back what you're playing, but it'll be degraded because it's tape head. And I fucking love this thing. I posted a little clip in Discord the day I got it, and I was like, man, it may not be as good as the $650 one, but it's pretty damn close in my opinion. If only I could remember the Mortal Kombat theme, because that would be perfect. Yeah, I don't fucking remember this shit. And then at this part, I don't fucking remember shit. Yeah, I don't fucking remember. But yeah, that was the first concert I ever went to, and it was. While the mix wasn't great, I had seen somebody posted on Reddit after night one, which once again I had missed, asking if the kicks of the drummer was like way too loud in the mix. And I don't think anybody responded to that, but I was a little worried. I was like, all right, well, you know what? By night two, they'll probably have that fixed. And night two, at least where I was standing, I really just went to go hear the drummer at that point. You could hear the vocalist pretty well, but you had to focus on him. The drums were there and they were very loud. And then the guitars, like, despite there being 3 guitarists, I could not hear any of them really, unless they had a 7 or 8 string and they were jamming on that low string, something that's bassier. Like the mids and the treble got really lost, which is a shame. But you could, if you really strained your ears, you could probably hear the whatever they were doing, you know? So, I mean, it was just okay, but even then, it was still like amazing. I mean, that was my first concert, to be fair. But anyway, Razor, how's your week been, dude? I'm not just here to talk about myself, I swear. I had a very, I guess, exciting week compared to the past like couple weeks I've had, but I mean, it's been a while since I've streamed. What have you been up to? I can never fucking remember the song. Nothing really happened. Trains didn't run, so I couldn't go to university. So I spent the week at home gaming. Hell yeah, that actually sounds really good. As long as your grades aren't being punished for that. I know some of the classes when I was in college was like, you don't even have to show up, just do the work. Like, there's no grade for absence or whatever like that. You know, like being there, you do not get graded for just being there. Got back into Monster Hunter World. I mean, that's a good way to spend the week. Cause like, I don't know. I haven't played Monster Hunter World all that much, so I guess I can't really speak on it. Thanks to COVID, I can catch most of the classes from home. Hell yeah. No, that's great. I need to maybe try go back to college at least for like online classes, because that's the thing I hated about college was it was a lot of forced group work and a lot of dumb stuff like that that I didn't really care for. Um, I just was like, I don't know, just give me the work, let me do it at my own pace, because like the pace that college had was just like way too slow. You know, I'm not trying to spend 4 years just to get a degree I might not want. Let me like blitz through it and get this shit out of the way. And then if I don't want it, at least I didn't waste 4 years of my life, you know? Here it's actually the opposite. What, you're forced to do group work, or it's the opposite where like you can do things on your own at your own pace and blitz through your degree if you want. You get one worksheet per class per week, and you have to hand it in alone. One worksheet a week, though? Is that like standard, or is that like some classes do that, some classes don't? Because if that's standard for like every class, that's brutal. You're not forced to work with anyone, and you can work at your own pace. Mm. I like I like that. I both like that and don't like that at the same time. Working at your own pace and not being forced to work with anyone is amazing, but one worksheet per class, I don't know. So far, it's like that in every class. How long does it usually take people get their degree? Also, hi Ozzy. Just talking about college, university. At least three, depending on if you only get your bachelor's or get a master's. Okay, so I guess that's kind of, yeah, I guess that's kind of like how it is over here. I don't know. What I really like is, and I don't know if you guys have that over there, but we've got Google certificates that you can get over here, which is just like basically 6 months of classes, and then you but you can blitz through it if you really want to just spend like all day every day on it. There's a recommended amount of time you spend per week, which I don't remember what it is, but the way what they recommend, the amount of hours they recommend sets you up to finish your certificate in 6 months. But there are people that have said like, oh, I did it in 3 weeks, and it's great because instead of paying ass loads of money for college, you could do that, and it's a monthly paid membership thing with Google certificates, but you get like the first month free. So if you can knock it all out in a month, you get a certificate for free. Even then, after that, it's only like, I want to say it was like $40 a month, which is still a lot better than paying for college. That sounds really sketchy. I mean, it's right through Google. There's a lot of people who also like just suggest doing that instead of getting a tech degree. I started working on it, but once I started working on it, I realized, I don't think this is gonna be for me. I don't even remember what I was doing. Data analysis is what I was doing. But yeah, it's right through Google. They also have like people that'll look at your resume, people that will help you find a job. It's actually a lot better than college. Because like I started it and realized it wasn't for me. Had I done that in college, I could have been out hundreds of dollars because I wanted to experiment. Hey, Emmy. Oh, I'm not playing any songs today, by the way. I have not practiced on any songs unless everybody wants me to play a song that I haven't played in like weeks because I have not been playing songs. I've been doing a lot of doodling. But fucking look at this thing, man. Oh, I fucking love it. I can't believe it took me 11 years to get my own Fender. Not that all my other guitars I've gotten aren't good, but the neck on this thing just feels like it's at home. How am I feeling? Well, ever since I started streaming, I started feeling worse. I had a fever about 12 hours ago, but last I checked, it's gone. It was only like 99.6. When I woke up, I was at 98.3. But it's weird because I kept taking my temperature before the thermometer said I had a fever, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a fever because it's hard to explain. It was one of those situations where it's like I want to be under a blanket because I'm freezing, but I'm also really hot. But once I'm under the blanket, I don't want any of the outside air to touch me because if I even like poke a finger outside of the blanket, it's gonna like the cold is gonna like sting my body. It's one of those weird. I don't know how else to explain it. If you've ever had a fever, you know what I'm sure everyone's had a fever, but you know what I mean. It's that fever feeling. No, there's so many things that it could have been that made me sick. It could have just been being at a concert. It could have been the shitload of anxiety I had leading up to the concert. I didn't even go the first day because my anxiety was so bad. The second day, I was like, I'm going to force myself to go because I am so sad that I missed yesterday. That day, I woke up at 3 a.m. The concert was at like 9:15 p.m. and I didn't get home until like 2 a.m. because the drive was like 3 hours away. So I was up for 24 hours with about 45-minute nap in between. And it could be that. It could have been my poor diet lately and abusing energy drinks, which is making me not sleep like at all. It could be just the stress of the concert. Because here's the thing, the concert was up in Baltimore, and I woke up at like, from my 45-minute nap around 5 p.m. and I'm like, all right. Or maybe it was like 4. I think it was like 4. I was like, all right, I'm going to leave at 6. It's about a 2-hour drive. I should be fine. And then I checked the Periphery Reddit, and somebody was like, oh, by the way, guys, the Ravens, our state's football team, has a home game in Baltimore about 2.5 miles away at the M&T Bank Stadium, away from where the concert is. You should probably leave early. And I'm like, fuck. So I left like 30 minutes early and still like showed up 45 minutes later than I was going to, according to Google Maps. That traffic was terrible. It could also be just the guitar store the following day when I really should have rested. It could have just been me touching all the guitars that maybe weren't clean. Maybe somebody who was sick had been touching the guitars and I touched it, and I don't know. There's so many things it could have been. But I'm shopping, so I just wanted to jump in and say hi. You're all good, Em. Look at the beautiful guitar. Em and I are not hanging out this week now, but she was really excited to see this, and I didn't get to stop by her house after I bought it to show her. But yeah, it's beautiful. I have not figured out how to get any like overdriven or like good overdriven or distorted tones with this thing yet that sound good. Because like everything thus far is just kind of sounded like. Which I don't really like. I need a humbucker in here or like a hot rail or something. So I'm already thinking about modding this guitar, at least for the bridge pickup. So maybe I can get some decent like. But see, I can't even do a pinch harmonic that well. Yeah. Which, I mean, I know this is not what a Strat is for. It's not for rock and shit, but I've heard that, like, it can be done well with overdriven tones, and it just sounds terrible with full-on distortion. Actually, that doesn't sound as bad as I remember it, but you hear all the hum of the single coils. Okay, so not that bad. It needs a noise gate though, but not that bad. I still think if I want to get distorted tones off of it, I need like a hot rail or something in the bridge, or just completely change the pick guard and get a humbucker in there. Even then, that's not what this guitar is for. But God, this thing feels like it's home to me. I love how the neck feels. It feels a little cramped down here just because the whammy bar isn't it's a screw in and not like an Allen key. And then the volume knob, which is like everybody's complaint, the volume knob is so damn close to like your picking hand, which surprisingly I haven't hit it yet. Anyway, Ozzy, how you doing, buddy? It's it's been a while since I've streamed, and it's gonna resume to be a little while since I'm sick now. We've got Animal Crossing on Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. But yeah, it looks like just like November as far as streaming goes is just not gonna be existence. A thing. It's not gonna be a thing that exists. I'm doing good. I had a Friendsgiving yesterday. I've never had one of those. Well, I don't I don't have friends. How do those work? Is it just like Thanksgiving with friends where you just eat good food and then I don't know, eat the ass of a turkey or something? It's been a while since I've had a Thanksgiving too. Essentially the same thing, but with friends. Some people make sure while others buy. What? Some people make sure while others buy. Usually less drama. Yeah, no, that's why I don't really partake in any family gatherings, because it's usually just like it's usually, I don't know if I should say any of this on stream. Not that any of my family watches, but it's usually just like a mixture of gossip and racism. Something along the lines of, "Oh my God, did you hear that Ted is dating a black woman? Oh, how could he?" You know, and I'm just like, you people are fucking awful. I'm not going to spend my time around you anymore. That's the perks of being an adult, because when I was a teenager and a kid, I didn't have the option to, and it's been so much better for my mental health not being around people like that. Oh, some people make food while others buy. Yeah, I think when we used to have family gatherings, it was usually just like everybody had, because we had such a big family, everybody was kind of designated their own dish. So it was like, hey, you bring deviled eggs. Hey, you bring the strawberry pretzel salad. You know, you make macaroni and cheese, you make mashed potatoes, stuff like that. I assume that's something you can really only do if you've got a big group of friends, though. All right, I'm gonna grab that other guitar that I have never had a chance to show off, because we haven't done one of these since January. So, despite me just getting this new guitar back in July, June, I think it was, I got another guitar, which is more geared towards like metal, and it's dropped in a lower tuning. So, let's go ahead and see that. So, admittedly, I have been neglecting this guitar since I got it, but it really needs a setup, and it might not be in tune. I can't really do anything about that right now because it's a Floyd Rose. I could probably make minor adjustments, but truth be told, I'd probably ruin it or just screw it up even more in the end. But this is a Jackson Soloist in, I think it's like a transparent purple with gold hardware. This lighting is doing it like no justice. No justice at all. It's really hard to get lighting in this room. But this thing's fucking sick. And I think it's like one of the first guitars I have to have the neck through design, whereas all of my other guitars are bolted on. The necks are bolted on, which this thing has sustained for days. Let's see if it's in tune. Kind of. See how bad it is. Yeah, everything's a little sharp. So I don't keep this room um like temperature controlled because I'm not fucking rich. But lately it's been really bad, the weather, and by bad I mean like it can't figure out what it wants to be. I think 2 days ago it was like almost 80 degrees. Yesterday it dropped back down, and that could be the other thing of like why I'm sick. It's because the weather keeps going from freezing to like borderline summer temperatures. But Friday it was like almost 80. Yesterday it dropped back down to like 40s. I think it's like 39 right now. But with that, just like the strings and the wood is shifting from the rapid temperature changes. So every time I change something, it immediately reverts back to some bullshit where it's not in tune. So I just kind of gave up until the weather finishes doing its thing. If I had a temperature controlled room, it would be better. But this thing is more for metal. Some odd popping. Okay, I think I fixed it. For my group, the difficult part is getting meat because most people would bring either carbs or sweets. Half of us don't eat meat, so the meat eaters suffer. Oh dang. Huh. So so you guys just don't have meat at all, or that's the problem figuring it out. Also, the important question: do you guys do ham or turkey if you do meat at all? Because in my opinion, there is a correct answer there. I have to change these settings. I can see it right now. Okay, the treble and the mids were like kind of low. I think that's because of I had the tele or the Stratocaster hooked up. I mean, I think the strings are a little dead, but it's about as good as it's gonna get. It's usually turkey or chicken. No, for me, the right answer is ham. Ham on Thanksgiving. I am not a big turkey fan. Also, well, I don't eat meat anymore, but when I ate meat, I was not a big turkey fan. And turkey sandwiches were pretty good though. But just the meat by itself, it had to have been ham for me. Thankfully, the Thanksgivings I went to as a kid, they had both turkey and ham. And ham was like the no-brainer. I don't know. I like ham so much more than turkey. Same. I'm not a big turkey fan either. Yeah. Yeah. No, because it's just maybe I never went somewhere where the turkey was cooked right. I don't know if it was bad turkey or what, but turkey's just too dry and doesn't really have anything going for it. Uh, I'm not making turkey, so I don't have a say. Yeah, turkey's fucking expensive too. And I it's like hard to make. I've never made a turkey, but the people I've been around that have made turkey, um, it's like an all day thing. It sucks. Hopefully this isn't too loud on stream. For me, it looks like the volume's just about right. But yeah, I'm out of practice, and that's kind of my problem with learning guitar. Is like I learn or learning songs. That's my problem with learning songs. Is like I hyper fixate on when I'm learning things. If there's something I'm having a hard time with, I fixate on it super hard. Like there was this one part I was learning a song called Heavy Heart, and there was this one part that was giving me a lot of trouble. That and the solo, and I just never finished that song, even though I only had like another 20 seconds of song to learn. And that part was something like, and even then it's still super fucking sloppy. But it's just like I never finished learning songs because I hyper fixate. I don't even know if that's the right word. Hyper focus on one part that I just like am struggling so hard on. And I don't know. I never really get it down, but like after some time of like going and learning other things and getting my chops up and stuff like that, eventually I do get it, and at that point I'm just no longer interested in learning the rest of the song. And also I'm very bad about practicing. I'll practice things that I'm struggling with, or practicing things that I think will help me in the long run. Like lately I've been learning some sweep picking stuff because I'm very new to that. But like I don't learn theory. I probably the only guitar player in the world that doesn't like know my pentatonic scales, because that's kind of like the stereotype is that like every guitar player will just go into a music store and play their pentatonic scale up and down over and over again. As I'm getting older, I realize I'm more of a rhythm player than a lead player, which is sad because I really like leads, but like I just feel like rhythm has more like emotion and shit to it. Uh, Turkey are typically bigger, so it's harder to fully cook it. Most people suck at cooking. Yeah, no, it's harder to get the insides fully cooked. But yeah, so let's see. I kind of wanted to talk about the Periphery concert a little bit, but honestly, waited too long. My memory is terrible, dude. I don't really remember a whole lot of it anymore. There was a lot of cool like lore drops within it. Let me pull up their set list. Uh, Here we go. Yeah, so they did a lot of like lore shit where like and I've like I said never seen a concert, but from I assume at least the way they were talking and the way other people were talking on like Reddit, um, this isn't something that people commonly do. Like the whole concert as a whole was a unique situation because from what just looking around at set lists of past concerts, usually bands I guess do like 6 to 7 songs, if even that many. Some of them are as low as 4 or 5 songs. I guess if they're just like a supporting band. This was a 2 night concert, so it spanned over their entire discography from 2005 to 2023. And both nights were obviously different set lists. So the second night was 12 songs, and the first night was 13. So 25 songs for a band to learn. And keep in mind, Periphery being a prog metal band, some of these songs are typically 8 to 12 minutes. Some of them are your usual like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. But I think most of them ranged from 8 to 12, or at least half of them. So that's pretty damn impressive, especially considering they're learning some pretty hard shit. Um, did you get any merch? Yes, I got just a basic tour T-shirt with all of the locations and dates of the tour. I wish I got the Baltimore specific one. I didn't see that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But yeah, after like 2 songs or so, they would all like grab a microphone and talk a little bit about like production of a song or what was going on. After the first 2 songs, it was really cool because the drummer, I don't think was in the band for the first album, or maybe he was added on last minute for the first album. I can't remember how that went, but he talked about how he had heard their song "Icarus Lives" and was like, "Jesus, who is their drummer?" And I think at the time they were using programmed drums, so he was like, "Holy shit!" So like that was something he would practice in his old band in their basement, and it was just kind of cool. I mean, that's like an overall cool thing to look back on, right? It's like, wow, I'm playing for that band that 18 years ago I was practicing like crazy, and really admired. Um, and that was like a home show for them because they're all like from the Maryland D.C. area. So their guitarist Misha actually had his family um, in the like over off to the side. I guess technically not the audience, probably like a reserved area for them. It was cool because when he got his chance in the mic, which was like at the butt end, he had mentioned that like back in 2005, I was just like completely lost on life and just sitting in my parents' basement making music endlessly while working a part-time job and shit. And it was surreal, obviously surreal for him to be you know like playing in his home state with his family there at a completely sold out shows. That was the thing that he had mentioned multiple times that was like mind-blowing for him, because you got to understand, Periphery, despite them having the diehard fans, they're kind of niche a little bit. Metal in general is a little niche. I mean, aside from like the more mainstream stuff like Metallica, but I mean, most legacy bands like that are still out there making music and touring and shit. Metallica and Megadeth and Slayer, which Slayer isn't doing anything anymore. Pantera, um, even though half of the band is dead in Pantera, they're getting like Mike Portnoy. I think it was Mike Portnoy and Zach Wilde. I don't remember. They're getting some of the guys together to start doing Pantera live shows again. Like they're playing a fucking stadium in February, charging like $300 a ticket. I saw. But yeah, outside of like the legacy bands like that, I mean, Periphery is definitely very niche, but people acknowledge like that Misha Mansour and like Mark Holcomb of the band are like kind of like the guitar gods of this generation, right up there with Tosin Abasi and Tim Henson. Which Tim Henson and Polyphia, they're kind of like probably, I don't really know what Polyphia would be categorized as a genre. They're kind of like their own thing. But Tim Henson and Polyphia is kind of like the mainstream example. I guess they're not metal. They're like that specific example of like, okay, for like the gaming community, Polyphia would be like the Dark Souls. They'd be like the Dark Souls because everybody would constantly be like, oh, this is like the Dark Souls of platformers, you know. People would constantly use Dark Souls as a genre. Polyphia is kind of like its own genre. And Polyphia is that really interesting example of people who really like pop and hip hop and all this mainstream stuff actually getting into more instrumental stuff, because they're like, I guess they're prog rock to some extent with like poppy elements. No poster. They didn't have posters, unfortunately. I was really hoping they would have like vinyl, but I wanted to get like 2 shirts, but I didn't want to carry all that around the entire time. So I just got 1 shirt, slung it over the back of my neck, and called it. Unfortunately, I don't have any like videos to show because I took some videos, but the audio was all peaked. But it was heavy. It was good. People were fucking crowd surfing. Oh my god, one guy. there's I gotta pull up the song for this to make sense. Because here's the thing: for those who don't know what progressive really just means there are no rules, right? You're not really restrained to your genre. So if you're playing progressive metal, you're not restrained to the metal genre. Periphery, for example, has had like ragtime piano parts. They've had jazz. They've had some blues. They had some like, I don't know, EDM or just electronic music in general. But on their single they released at the beginning of the year called Wildfire, it has a saxophone solo. All right, how loud is this going to be? Kind of loud. See if I can find the. Yeah, they kind of have like this slowdown part right here. Right when this started, somebody was fucking crowd surfing, and Spencer, the vocalist, like pointed him out. He's like, "You chose a terrible time to crowd surf, my friend. That is one jazzy crowd surf." Uh, But watching them, like, here's the thing: I couldn't see shit, and I was in the middle of the crowd. It sucks because a lot of people that were there were good, like 6 foot even. I'm pretty much 6 foot, right on the dot as well, so I couldn't see shit. And I'm like, if I ever go to a concert again, I gotta line up early because I need to be at the fucking front. Because I'm that kind of person that like I'm also going so I could stare at and admire the guitarists and their beautiful guitars and shit, and just watch their fingers and just see talent in action, you know? And I was sad because like there was a times where I was like on my tippy toes trying to see, oh, what guitar is Misha using now? And like, yeah, it was a little sad, but I mean, at least I got the experience. Like I said earlier, it was like all drums. The way it was mixed, you couldn't really hear the guitars. It was really nice. I don't know how else to explain it. Have all of the kicks and the low toms and stuff like that from the drums, just like rattling my rib cage. That's an odd feeling, but I really liked it. I like first thing I thought when I woke up the next morning is like I really want to feel that again, like right now. I want a man to destroy my insides. Giggity. I do have one video which I posted on Discord, but I might as well show it off here. They were touring, so this tour was special because, and this is why I wanted to go because I don't really find myself interested in going to see a band and then having to stand through an hour of another band's performance and then finally watch them and then there'd be another hour. Like I don't want to see multiple bands. I want to go to see the one band I want to see. And that's what was special for them this time around because it was just them. They had a performing act at the beginning, a dude named Mike Dawes, who is a acoustic guitarist that does covers. They did like Everlong and stuff like that at the beginning when I walked in before Periphery performed. But Mike Dawes also did a acoustic cover of one of Periphery's songs, like during the middle of their sets to kind of like break up the intensity and just have like a nice peaceful moment. And he did acoustic song of "It's Only Smiles," which is about the vocalist's sister who passed away. I got a video of that, but it looks like there are videos on YouTube that are a bit better. Was this bad audio? It didn't sound like it on my phone. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely better videos. Someone did an entire song though. Yeah, somebody did Marigold, which had a and put it on YouTube, which I was surprised because it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of people with their phones out. But somebody did Marigold, which is one of their Periphery 3 songs from 2016, like their popular one. That's the one that got me into Periphery. I found them from that song. They had it with a dude named Andy, who's from Monuments, which I've never listened to before. I'm gonna have to now. If your band plays first, you can just watch that band and leave, or arrive slightly later if they play later. Yeah, but even then, it's just like from what I was seeing, like usually you don't get as many songs that way. You get like 6 songs and that's it. You know, I wouldn't want to travel 2 hours for 6 songs. For 12 to 13 songs, though, that's kind of worth it to me. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a concert person. I would definitely go see a Periphery again, but yeah. Got a display capture here. It says there's display capture here. There we go. Here I am. We won't play the whole thing of this because I don't remember posting this. I've had a fever for the past I had a fever earlier when I posted this, so I don't really remember that. We'll assume that's the reasoning for that and not my bad memory. But dude, it was such a weird experience. The place had it was tiny and it had 3 bars in it and it smelled like, I guess, alcohol, because I've never drank before. I kind of liked the smell. It gave this this underground concert vibe, to it. Also, every time I've listened to their vocalist Spencer live here, I'm like, oh man, he must be having a bad night or something. And then you hear him live, it's like, no, actually, he's what he does on the albums is crazy. His vocal range and everything is nuts. But you hear him live, and it's like, oh, he's still hitting all of that. It just doesn't come through phone audio, microphones, all that well. With all the other shit going on, that makes sense. I don't even know how well you guys can hear that. Not pretty well. It was either concert musk or the smell of alcohol or both. Yeah, it didn't it didn't smell bad. I guess it depends on if you're open to listening to other bands. Yeah. Yeah, no, if it was 3 bands that I wanted to listen to, but even then, I don't go hardcore on other bands the way I do Periphery. There's a couple intervals. But shit, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, about the alcohol or the musk. Yeah. I don't know. I oddly liked the smell. So I'm going to assume there was no musk there. It sounded... I guess it kind of smelled a little musty of a closed-in area. But not human musk. No Elon Musk is what I'm saying. Also, this fucking part, I forgot about it. There's no blast beats. The drummer doesn't do any blast beats during this in the original recording, so I was like, holy shit. Because I've watched these guys documentaries and stuff crazy in interviews, and I know Matt, the drummer, he's not a blaster. When they were doing the P3 documentary and there was another song that had blast beats on it, he was struggling he said he had to get his left hand up to speed. Like he usually just kind of like he starts hitting the snare a little lighter, like as the blast beats are going on. Oh. Yeah, the blast beats were so good. They added a nice, like a couple things here and there that I really loved. I'll see if I can find it. It was for Wildfire, in particular. Spencer adds like a motherfucker. He screams a motherfucker. How do I filter? Hold on. Let's do this month. Here we go. Of course, in typical life fashion, the first night back, pretty early in, he screams motherfucker, and it's like the most brutal and intense addition to that song that he could have added, and I love it. Can't really make out the vocals all that well here, but yeah, it's coming up, the motherfucker. Oh, it's just the, like I know you usually leave that gap of silence there for like build up, especially for drums, but adding the motherfucker in there instead of leaving it completely silent. Oh, it's so good. I wish they did that in the original recording. But yeah, fuck, dude. It was good. It's just a shame that I couldn't really hear the guitars at all. It was all just drums and like you could hear the vocals a good bit, but the drums basically drowned everything out, especially the kicks. But yeah. I don't think there was anything else. Yeah, they mentioned there was a song called Wax Wings. They mentioned that I don't know. It's not an easy song to bring because it's a really weird tuning, so they have to bring extra guitars just for that. On top of that, that's Spencer, the vocalist, had mentioned like that was one of the hardest songs for him to record, because it demanded so much out of him. And Spencer, from what I understand, or at least he used to, I don't know if he's quit. He does a little bit of drinking and a little bit of smoking, which is bad for the vocal cords and the lungs. But he was, he's like, he basically said, you guys better be fucking grateful that we're doing this because this is a really hard song for me. And he nailed it. Like it was really impressive. And even with Satellites, which is one of their softer songs, let's see if I can find the original, like, separated vocals. Because Misha, their guitarist, does a little bit of streaming. And every now and then. Thought somebody had time-stamped this. I guess not. Hold on, for Spencer solo?
And you can hear like the screams and the clean.
Like that's not even the high note.
He just sent me a bounce.
Obviously, but he did that during the concert, which is really fucking impressive.
And everything. That's the high note, and he fucking pulled that off live. That is ridiculous. The dude's got range, but it was just good. It was good. It was just good. Like I guess it was my first concert, and people always talk about how amazing something is, and I'm not really a partier or anything like that, or someone that really cares for like social events or anything like that. So I guess maybe that's why it didn't hit as hard for me. I guess I was overall just a little disappointed in not being able to hear the guitars and not really being able to see shit. But I'm glad I got the experience, you know, and I would go to one again as long as I can get there early and get to the fucking front, because that's really what would be important to me. No, I don't fucking remember that solo. But yeah. I don't think there was really anything. Dude, I mean, I don't really think there was anything else to talk about. Like the drive up there was super nice. I kind of dig driving late at night when there's not like a lot of people on the road, even though it was only like 7 o'clock or something at the time. Getting into Baltimore sucked because it's really odd being on a highway that the speed limit is 65, and you're just kind of sitting there, and like the next 2 miles is the next like half an hour of your life, because that's kind of what happened to me up until there was an exit for all of the football fans to take so they could get to the M&T Bank Stadium. It was really weird. Keep in mind though, I'm a rural, like I live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. I live in a rural area, so like traffic for me is non-existent. So that's kind of like the first time I ever had to drive through that, and it wasn't like, I guess it was a little stressful, but it was more just like I fucking hate football fans. I had in the back of my mind, I had that AVGN bit the entire time. It's like football, 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 Monday night football, Tuesday night football, Thursday night football, football on Thanksgiving, you know, that fucking bit. I'm just like, I hate football fans so much. But thankfully I missed it on the way back. I got out of the parking garage in time as the stadium was literally getting out, and I was stuck at two stoplights for about 10 minutes. But after that, I was completely alone on the highway. I was going like 80 on the way back. I was like, I'm going to get home around 1:30, and I'm going to fuck to sleep. But I don't know. It was nice. It was nice, though. The energy of the concert was great. And it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be going to a concert by myself, because there was a lot of people there that was kind of just like me, it seemed. A lot of people that were alone and were anxious but a little more reserved, because, you know, the people that were near me, at least, like nobody sung. Maybe we clapped a little bit, but and people that were near me, like nobody sung, nobody was jumping around. I was in the middle, so all the crowd surfing and jumping was up at the front. But I honestly wouldn't mind being near that. Even if I'm not going to participate, I would still just like to be against the barricade, admiring my the guitarists that I admire and all that shit. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I didn't really play as much guitar. I didn't really play as much guitar as I thought I was going to, because I got chatty. But as you can tell, my chops are not there right now. Did I mosh? No, not in the middle. I didn't see any moshing, actually. There was crowd surfing and people jumping around. I didn't see any moshing, though, surprisingly. I should probably try not to stop trying to play stuff that I don't remember. Muscle memory can only take me so far. But yeah. Ozzy Razor, you guys got anything like else to say? I guess we'll go ahead and call it because I'm feeling like I mean maybe need to go lay down. But this is nice. No stream obviously today. Yet another week where we're gonna be missing fishing tourney. But we will have Animal Crossing Thursday and Friday, and then maybe we can get back. Maybe we can get back into the swing of things from there. Well, is that a Vaporeon plush in the background? I don't see any plush. I don't see any plush. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I think you're crazy, man. I don't like calling people out, but you might be crazy. Good. Yeah. No. No. No Vaporeon plush back there at all. I used to be crazy. I still am crazy, man. I feel like I've seen this quote on stream before, and I don't remember what it's from. What are you quoting? Oh, also, I would have loved to have played Pinky back there right now, but Pinky's had some issues lately. The Charvel. I mean, let's see if we can try plugging it in. I love the way that guitar feels, but it's got some issues right now. Oh, is it actually? It's actually working. There's a pick already in here. So there's this issue with this guitar that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. It's a copy pasta. Oh, okay. It's probably from a movie or something. It's probably from a movie. This guitar has a input jack, or I'm sorry, an output jack on the backside, and this makes the connection for the 1/4-inch cable very unstable. So like if I were to touch it while playing, you can kind of hear it goes out. So that's why I don't like to use this all that much. Or I'm trying to fix it. I love this guitar. Don't get me wrong. This was one. This is one of the 3 guitars I bought this year. This, the Jackson that's right there, and then the Strat. Probably next year I'm not going to spend $3,000 on guitars though. So I've got like my versatility covered as far as guitars go. Unless I want to be one of those crazy people that want to get into 8 or 9 strings, which I think that's just too much for me. my wood is smelling. We'll end stream off on that note. This is the guitar that's got the very good smelling wood every now and then. Sometimes the smell goes away, but sometimes you guys hear me smelling my wood? This is go to your local guitar store and smell some roasted maple. Not every guitar smells like this though. My obviously the Fender, the Stratocaster that I got 2 days ago has roasted maple neck, but it does not smell like this. It's not roasted enough, I suppose. So, kids, go smell somebody's wood. That'll be all for now, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me as I just kind of yammered on about my experiences and geeked out over guitar and played guitar shittily for you for a little while. Maybe next time we do one of these, I'll actually practice some music and then play some songs or something. But for now, you guys, just take it easy. I'll see you in a couple days. Bye. Peace.